And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the delayed start here of the broadcast to the fifth game in the 2023 New England Collegiate Conference Baseball Tournament. Second-seeded Eastern Nazarene College facing third-seeded New England College. The winner will advance to face the Mitchell College Mariners, the top-seeded team in the tournament, tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning here in New London, Connecticut for the conference championship. And an infield single right there as we begin the bottom half of the second inning. Score tied 1-1. New England College scored first in the top of the first on an RBI double off the bat of Brady Philibot. Eastern Nazarene answered in the bottom half of the first inning. An RBI single coming from first baseman Shane McNamara. And that brings up the number 7 hitter, the center fielder, Brandon Guerrero. Guerrero facing New England College starter Austin Hazard, the sophomore from Weir, New Hampshire. And that's fouled away. Hazard enters today's game having logged 46 innings this season. He's 5-3 with a 5.09 ERA. On the mound for Eastern Nazarene, the senior Morgan Wiest. He's 6-3 with a 4.50 ERA and 54 innings of work. And it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Guerrero here, again, in the bottom of the second inning. Hazard kicks and fires. That's outside, and a walk to Guerrero. And that brings up the left fielder, number 24, Eduardo Labor.
Fielder number 24, Eduardo Labor.
The sophomore hitting .225 on the season. No outs. And the righty delivers. In there, called strike. On deck for the Lions is the catcher, the junior from Saugus, Mass., John Prentice. As the Lions threatening here, 2 on, no out. And that's chopped slowly down the first baseline. Hazard fields, flips on over to first for the first out of the inning as both base runners advance. And Prentice heads to the plate. After losing yesterday to New England College, Eastern Nazarene bounced back with a 16-5 victory, eliminating Leslie from the tournament this morning. Then in the second game of the triple-header in New London today, as Prentice grounds to first, stepping on the bag is Tyler Gendron, the first baseman, 2 down. New England College, as I was saying, they fell to Mitchell 28-2. And that puts him in this loser leaves town game against Eastern Nazarene.
Second baseman number 12, Elvis Rojas.
Leadoff batter at the dish. Second baseman number 12, Elvis Rojas. And that's grounded. Gonna find daylight up the middle for a base hit. 1 run scores. And another run crosses home. 2-run single by Rojas. And the Lions grab a 3-1 edge. That brings up the sophomore Tyler Bean, .235 hitter. Bean, a sophomore from Wellington, Florida. And he laces one into right field. That's going to be trouble Splits the outfielders and bounces over the fence. Going to be a ground roll double for Bean. And the bats came to work today for Eastern Nazarene. 16 runs in the first inning and 3 runs already here in their second game this afternoon. Stepping to the plate now, the junior from Jefferson, Massachusetts, number 7, Francis Ferguson. Ferguson picked up the win in the first game for the Lions. He's at DH today, hitting .421 on the season. And he was also the New England Collegiate Conference Pitcher of the Year. Breaking ball strike by Hazard there. And the pitch, a little bit high. Count even 1-1. Hazard looks in. Gets the call from catcher Aaron Robertson, and that one's hit into center field. Coming on is Giolongo, who's unable to make the play. Ball is picked up by the left fielder and sent on in, but not before 2 more runs score. That's a double by Ferguson, and it's a 5-1 ball game. Shane McNamara steps to the plate now for the Lions, and McNamara already has an RBI single under his belt today. He's 1 for 1. And Hazard struggling a little bit here with 2 outs in the second inning. Looking to get out of this. Now he kicks and fires, and that hits the outside portion of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. And that's laced down the left field line. Foul ball. A few inches to the left of the line, and it'll be a no ball, 2 strike count on the batter, Shane McNamara. McNamara entered the day with a .309 average on the season. Again, 1 for 1 with an RBI today, and the 0-2 from Hazard. Ooh, roped down the right field line. Out of play, though. Foul ball. Count will remain 0-2. The sophomore Hazard looks in, gets the call from the catcher. Sets at the hip. And chopped to first. In to make the play is Tyler Gendron, and that'll do it in the bottom half of the second inning. Eastern Naz leading New England College 5-1. Leading off the top of the third for the Pilgrims of New England College, the center fielder, Luca Giolongo, the senior from Mount Shasta, California. Steps to the plate, 1 for 1
Center
today.
fielder number 10, Luca Gialongo.
And he is facing the tall lefty from Cincinnati, Ohio, Morgan Wiest. First pitch ball. Wiest delivers, swung on and miss. And that's in there for a called strike. This season, Wiest has logged 54 innings. He's 6-3, 4.50 ERA. The 1-2. Popped out of play down the third base line. Gialongo, one of the bright spots. Ooh, as he strikes out there, I was going to say for New England College in their first game of the day, a 28-2 loss to Mitchell. He was 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Already has a hit here in the second game, but was fanned there by Wiest, and that'll bring up the next batter for New England College, and that's the left fielder, Kyle Dobry. Dobry, a sophomore from Mastic, New York, and he watches a first pitch strike. Crack the inside portion of the plate. Pitcher sets and fires. That's a strike. Quickly in a hole, 0-2. And the pitch. Ooh, high and inside. Dobry jumped out of the way of that one. Wiest looking for his third strikeout of the afternoon. Dobry 0 for 1. Wiest sets and fires. In there, called strike. Breaking ball outside portion of the plate. And just like that, there are 2 away. As the shortstop, Brady Philibot steps to the plate. Philibot 1 for 1 with an RBI.
Shortstop number 16, Brady Philibot.
He also had a decent game against the Mariners earlier today. 0 for 2, but did have a pair of sac flies, scoring Gialongo on both. And he fouls off the first offering from the tall left-handed pitcher of the Lions. The pitch. Grounded to the shortstop, who fields, goes across the diamond, and that will retire the side in the top half of the third inning. The Lions of Eastern Nazarene leading the Pilgrims of New England College 5-1. And we're here in the bottom half of the third inning. Lions of Eastern Nazarene leading New England College 5-1. Winner of today's game will move on to the conference championship tomorrow. That's in there for a called strike.
Frankie Landiero.
Frank Landiero the shortstop at the dish. 0 for 1 on the day. Swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch right there by Austin Hazard, the sophomore right-handed pitcher for the Pilgrims from Weir, New Hampshire. And quickly back to work from the windup. Kicks and fires. Out, a little high, a little outside. Either way, it's a ball. It was a tough last inning for Hazard, who gave up 4 runs. Foul tipped. Catcher not able to hang on to it. And so the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch from Hazard. Breaking ball misses outside. Count evens 2-2. Little high, full count. Lindiero. Batting .254 and swings and misses there. Hazard had him chasing the breaking ball, and quickly there's 1 away. And that'll bring up the third baseman, number 4, the senior from Lowell, Mass, Anderson Jimenez.
Baseman number 4, Anderson Jimenez.
Little low on the first pitch there. Loser of today's game will see their season come to an end. That's high and outside. And Hazard delivers. Three balls and no strikes. That's in there. Three 3-1 upcoming. Grounded to the second baseman, who fields, fires over to first for the second out of the inning. Very nice play right there by the senior Bryce Worth of New England College. Jimenez has speed, so he had to get it over there quickly, and he did. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 6, Brandon Guerrero, senior from Boston, Massachusetts, with 2 away and the base is empty. That's a strike, as Hazard really pounding the strike zone this half inning. From the windup. Chops slowly to the shortstop. He fields, fires across the diamond, and that will retire the side. Eastern Nazarene goes quietly in the bottom of the third, heading into the fourth inning with the Lions ahead of the Pilgrims 5-1. Head first we go into the top of the fourth inning here in sunny New London, Connecticut. Beautiful weather here on this Saturday, the 6th of May, 2023. As Tim Kroll swings through that one. Kroll, the designated hitter today. He was the starting pitcher for the Pilgrims in the last game against Mitchell College. And that's a bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. About as nice a day you're going to get in early May. Abundant sunshine. Temperatures in the 60s with a light breeze. And Weiss delivers. That's in there, called strike 3. Beautiful pitch on the inside corner, and Kroll does not agree with that call. But his protesting gets him nowhere.
Third baseman number 38, Brett Patnode.
Brett Patnode, the third baseman at the dish now. Lefty's 0 for 1, and he hits one slowly to the second baseman. Rojas fields and goes over to first for the second out of the inning. Great play by Rojas, one of the best young players in the conference. He was the Rookie of the Year in the NECC. He was 4th in the league with a .373 average, 8 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, 18 runs driven in. And he was 2nd in the league with 24 stolen bases. Also has a good glove over there at second. And that's a first pitch ball to the right fielder, Cody. Another ball, 2-0. 2 away here, top 4. 5-1, Eastern Naz on top of New England College. Well hit into center field, underneath it, and making the play is Guerrero. And just like that, we're on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Eastern Naz leading New England College 5-1. And we're on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Lions leading the Pilgrims 5-1. Right-handed pitcher Austin Hazard delivers a first pitch ball to Eduardo Labor. And that is roped right at the second baseman. Nice heads-up play by Bryce Worth there, and it's quickly 1 away. That brings up the catcher, number 27, John Prentice. Prentice 0 for 1. Entered today, batting .208 on the season. And that's a first pitch strike by Austin Hazard. A little high there, count evens 1-1. Waiting on deck is the leadoff man, Elvis Rojas. Breaking ball in there, called strike. And the 1-2 upcoming. And that splits the defenders into left field. A one-out base hit for Prentice, and that brings up the top of the lineup, Elvis Rojas. Rojas entered today, hitting .369, and as I mentioned last half inning, one of the best young players in the conference, and a danger to move around on the base paths if he get on. Runner goes, Prentice slides in underneath the tag. Ball pops loose, but Prentice was in there anyway. Rojas with 25 steals, so you want to avoid letting him on the base paths if you can. Hazard looks the runner back, sets from the stretch, and delivers. Weekly popped into shallow center. That's going to drop into no man's land. Picked up by Giolongo. Prentice will hold at first. One out base hit by Rojas, and the Lions have runners on the corners with one away. That brings up Tyler Bean. Bean, the right fielder, bats from the right-hand side of the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout today. Hazard would love a ground ball right here. Shows bunt. Rojas scampers down to second. And the threat of a double play has been eliminated. No ball, one strike count, one away. Hazard looks the runner back to second and delivers to Bean. A little bit outside. Nice stop right there by Aaron Robertson, the junior catcher from Weir, New Hampshire. And the 1-1. Pop foul, first base side, out of play. One ball, two strike count. Hazard kicks and misses high and away. And that's hit into center field. Drifting back is Giolongo, carrying, and it's over his head. Bounces over the center field fence. A ground rule double. Prentice comes home to score, as does Rojas. And a two-run double off the bat of Tyler Bean. And it's a 7-1 ball game. That brings up the designated hitter, Francis Ferguson. Ferguson, the NECC Pitcher of the Year, as well as a outfield all-conference selection as well. Was the winning pitcher in the Lions game this morning against the Lynx of Leslie. Ferguson with a .421 average coming into today. And that gets away from the catcher. Bean into third, and he took a nice round of third there, but he heads back. That pass ball has the 8th run of the game, just 90 feet away. Ferguson 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs coming into this at-bat. And Hazard sits, steps off the mound. 2-0. Little high, 3 balls and no strikes. That is hit high in the air into center field. Back to the track is Giolongo, who makes the catch to retire Ferguson. Tagging from third is Bean. And the Lions go ahead 8-1. Well hit ball. Just under it slightly. And Shane McNamara will step to the dish. The 6'4" senior from Londonderry, New Hampshire.
First baseman number 23, Shane McNamara.
1 for 2 with an RBI. It's in there for a strike. Eastern Nazarene with 9 hits, 8 runs. 3 hits and 1 run for the Pilgrims. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. That's chopped to the first baseman. Gendron takes it himself, and that will retire the side, but not before the Lions strike for 3 runs. And we're going to be heading now to the top of the 5th inning with Eastern Naz on top of New England College, 8-1. And we're on to the top of the 5th inning, 8-1. Eastern Nazarene on top of New England College, leading off the senior Bryce Worth. And he hits one to the shortstop, who fields across the diamond to beat the speedy Worth. 1 pitch, 1 out. Nice play right there by Lindero. And that brings up the catcher, Aaron Robertson.
The catcher, number 30.
Who's 1 for 1 on the day, 1 of 3 hits for New England College. And he hits one high in the air to center field. Back underneath it, and making the play is Guerrero. And quickly, there are 2 away here in the top of the 5th. And that brings up Tyler Gendron, the first baseman, with 2 away.
First baseman number 3, Tyler
Morgan Weiss,
Gendron.
the senior lefty, in complete control right now, delivers a first pitch strike to Gendron. And it's an 0-1 count. And the pitch swung on and miss. Gendron's going to have to protect quickly in a hole, 0-2. The lefty delivers. Did he go? He did. Very quick inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Pilgrims. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th. Eastern Nazarene leading New England College 8-1. And we're back with you here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The fifth game of the 2023 New England Collegiate Conference Baseball Tournament. Eastern Nazarene leading New England 8-1. And a first pitch ball from Austin Hazard to Franklin Diero, the sophomore from Orlando, Florida. Hazard working quickly, and that time he catches the outside portion of the plate for a strike. Count goes 1-1. Hazard's tossed 4 innings, allowed 7 earned runs, tallied 2 strikeouts, and walked 1. That's grounded to the third baseman, who fields, fires across the diamond, and we've got 1 away. Loser of this game will hop back on the bus and head home, season in the rear view. Winning team will be back here tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in New London to face the top-seeded Mariners of Mitchell College. If the Mariners win that game, they're NECC champs. If they're defeated, then it would go to another game. That's grounded to the shortstop. He fields, he fires, and there are 2 away. Center fielder Guerrero stepping to the plate now. 0 for 1 today. .310 batting average entering Saturday. And that's a ball. Hazard delivers. That's in there. Nice pitch. Called strike. 1-1. And that is laced down the right field line. That's going to be a foul ball. 2-1. 1-2, correction. Waiting on deck is the left fielder, Eduardo Labor, as Austin Hazard stares down Guerrero. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, base is empty. And the pitch just misses outside with a breaking ball. Count even, 2-2. Outside and high, count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's hit well, and it's going to drop in left center field for a base hit. 2-out single for Brandon Guerrero. And that brings up the left fielder, Eduardo Labor, the sophomore from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Enters today with a .225 batting average on the season in 30 games played. Hazard checks the runner back. And the pitch. Little high, 1 ball, no strikes. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. Eastern Nazarene leading New England College 8-1. Lions have pounded out 10 hits, just 3 for the Pilgrims. That one just missed. On deck, the catcher Prentice. And Hazard checks the runner back, gets away from the first baseman, and Guerrero over to second. He's going to round second, heading into third. Full sprint, he stands up. A risky pickoff attempt cost 2 bases. And the 9th run just 90 feet away now. 2-0, 2 outs, runner on third. Inside, nearly hit him, but instead it's going to be a 3-0 count. And the pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. Grounded foul down the first baseline. The Lions recorded 15 hits in the first game today, a 15-6 win against Leslie. They've got 10 here in the nightcap. Labor was 1 for 5 in that game, and he drew a walk here. Heads on down to first. That'll bring up the catcher, John Prentice. Prentice was 1 for 2 with 3 runs scored and a pair of walks earlier today against Leslie. He's 1 for 2 today here in this game, and entered today's action with a .208 average in 11 games on the season.
27, John Prentice.
Made a couple impressive throws, though. He's got quite the arm from behind the plate. And Hazard going to try to get out of this inning now. Breaking ball outside corner of the plate for a strike. Hazard working out of the stretch. Similar location to the previous pitch, but just a little further outside, and earns him a ball, 1-1. High, but in the strike zone. Prentice is going to have to protect now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on the corners. ENC ahead of NEC, 8-1. And we've got runner caught in a rundown here. They're going to try to go home with it. And he is dead at the plate. Dead to rights. Guerrero, they tried to push the run across and get someone caught in a rundown, but didn't work. And just like that, we're through 5. 8-1 Eastern Naz over New England College. Here in a loser leaves town game in the New England Collegiate College Baseball, New England Collegiate Conference Baseball Tournament. And we're on to the top of the 6th inning here in New London, Connecticut, with the leadoff hitter at the dish for the Pilgrims of New England College. It's the center fielder, Lucas Gialongo. Luca, correction. And on the mound, Morgan Wiest, the tall lefty. No walks and tallied 5 strikeouts. This will be the 40. And swing and a miss. Make that 6 strikeouts on the afternoon as Giolongo goes down swinging. That'll bring up the left fielder, Kyle Dobry.
Left fielder number 23, Kyle
Dobry 0 for 2 today. Fouls that away behind the backstop, out of play. The 0-1. In there, strike 2, and Wiest really attacking the zone right now. Gets the call from the catcher Prentice, sets at the hip, kicks, and swung on and miss. Dobry chased it outside, and back-to-back strikeouts for the tall lefty. That brings up Brady Philibot. Philibot 1 for 2 with an RBI this afternoon in this game. He had 2 RBIs, pair of sac flies in the first game. And he cuts on and misses at the first offering from Wiest, who's been absolutely sensational this afternoon. Little high. Coming into today's game, Wiest had appeared in 13 games, started 8. He was 6-3, 1 complete game, 1 save, and a 4.50 ERA. That's hit well into left field, but in to make the play was Labor, and that will retire the side. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Eastern Nazarene on top of New England College, 8-1. And as we head into the bottom half of the 6th inning, we have a pitching change for New England College. Coming on in relief of Austin Hazard is the sophomore from Nashua, New Hampshire, number 18, Corey O'Day. And he delivers a first pitch ball to the catcher, John Prentice. Prentice was at the dish last inning when the Lions made the last out on the base path. Foul ball. O'Day has logged 17 and 2/3 innings on the season, surrendered 16 earned runs, an 8.15 ERA, 18 strikeouts, 18 walks. There's something to be said about consistency. And the righty delivers. Called strike. O'Day earned his second save of the season yesterday in a 10-7 win against Eastern Naz. Tossed an inning and a third, allowed one hit, no runs. Prentice chops it slowly to the second baseman. Worth is going to have to flip it, and not in time. Prentice hustled down the line, and that was just slow enough to cause an issue. And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Elvis Rojas. 2 for 3 with a pair of RBIs today for the reigning NECC Rookie of the Year. Also an all-conference selection at second base. Tremendous freshman campaign. And that's in there for a strike. Bottom 6 here. Shadows creeping towards the field. Popped up. That's going to stay in play, giving chase. Are multiple Pilgrims, and it falls just out of reach. Count is 0-2 on Rojas. Waiting on deck, right fielder Tyler Bean. Final line today for Austin Hazard, the New England College starter. 5 innings, 10 hits, 8 runs, 7 of those earned, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. O'Day delivers. In there, called third strike. Outside corner, beautiful pitch. And Rojas goes down on strikes. That'll bring Bean to the plate. He's 2 for 3, a pair of RBIs and a strikeout today.
The right fielder, number 17, Tyler Bean.
Bean had a good game against Leslie earlier today. He was 3 for 5, 3 runs scored and an RBI. One of those hits also a double. O'Day checks the runner back to first. And that skips in front of the catcher. He's watching Prentice over at first. Prentice does have 3 steals this season. Common trend with Eastern Naz batters, as they had 134 steals on the season. Hit high in the air to shallow center. Coming on is Giolongo. And that's just going to drop in between the shortstop, center fielder, and left fielder. Giolongo was playing deep. Shortstop couldn't get out there in time, and a bloop single by Bean, and that'll bring Francis Ferguson to the plate. Ferguson is 2 for 2, 3 RBIs.
The designated hitter, Francis Ferguson.
One of the best all-around players in the conference. Ferguson's made his presence felt today, both on the mound and in the batter's box. The lefty awaits the pitch from O'Day. A little bit low, skips in there. The 1-0. Fouled away. Hard to have a better game than Ferguson had in the opener today for the Lions against Leslie. Picked up his 7th win of the season, 7 2/3 innings. Did give up 5 runs, struck out 8. He also went 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs at the plate. Talk about helping your own cause. The 1-1 upcoming. Little high and outside on the breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. With the 5 runs today, Ferguson's ERA jumped quite a bit. Still at a spectacular 2.06. And that's a strike. And entering this game on the mound, 7-2, 206. That's what they like to call well-rounded. And chasing, and there are 2 down. That's going to bring up the big first baseman, Shane McNamara. McNamara 1 for 3 with a ribby today.
First baseman number 23, Shane McNamara. No. Yeah, they like to get their kids away from campus.
High and outside. The pitch. Popped up. Foul territory. Drifting back fair. And the shortstop is in there to make the catch. Nice grab by Brady Philibot. And with that, we're through 6. 8-1 Eastern Nazarene leading New England College. And we're back, top of the 7th inning. Eastern Nazarene leading New England College.
Number 34, Tim
8-1. Tim Kroll at the dish. And a first pitch ball by Wiest. Kroll, an all-conference selection for the Pilgrims. Hitting .370 entering today's game. High and upstairs. In there for a strike. That's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's a walk. First one of the afternoon by Morgan Wiest, and Pilgrims have a runner on. Nobody out. With the big junior Brett Patnode at the dish. Patnode, the third baseman.
Third baseman number 38, Brett Patnode.
Stands 6'3" from Weir, New Hampshire. That's grounded to the second baseman. Rojas goes to short, on to first, and that's not much more the Lions could have done there. Rojas fielded it, got it over the right fielder.
The right fielder number 14, Ryan Cody.
Freshman from Goffstown, New Hampshire. Clips the outside corner. 1 away, runner on first, top 7. Laid off that one. That's ripped into left center. It's going to fall in there for a base hit. Fielded by the left fielder, and he gets it into the shortstop. And Pilgrims got some activity. First and second, 1 away. Brings up Bryce Worth, second baseman, senior from Southington, Connecticut. 0 for 2 today.
Second baseman number 45, Bryce Worth.
Worth hit .319 this season. 14 runs scored and 10 RBIs. That was inside for a ball. Wiest had been in total control the last few innings. New England College making him work here in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut right there. Finds himself behind in the count. 1-2. Another swing, and that one will be strike 3. Worth goes down swinging. Chased one in the dirt. Beautiful breaking ball by Wiest, and there are 2 away. With the catcher, Aaron Robertson, junior from Weir, New Hampshire, step into the dish.
The catcher number 30,
Robertson, a .229 hitter.
Robertson.
With 2 on here, 2 away, top 7. Inside, ball 1. And that is in there for a base hit into left field. Holding at third base is Patnode. And the Pilgrims now have the bases loaded with the first baseman Tyler Gendron at the dish.
The first baseman, number 3, Tyler Gendron.
Gendron appeared in 31 games this year, batted .167. And Eastern Naz head coach Chris Shank is going to head on out to the mound and chat with his senior left-handed pitcher. Meeting at the mound in the rear view. And back to where we were. Bases loaded. First pitch ball to Tyler Gendron. Weist with only 1 earned run allowed today. Trying to escape the 7th. Misses outside, not a bad pitch, but a little wide. The lefty delivers. Fouled away. Count goes to 2-1. The red-hot hitting Luca Gialongo waits on deck. Eastern Naz with 12 hits, 8 earned runs. 5 hits, 1 earned run for the Pilgrims. In there, strike 2, count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases full of Pilgrims. Weist, the 6'4", lefty from Cincinnati, Ohio, sets at the hip. From the stretch, kicks, and it's a chopped ball back to the pitcher. Over to first, and that will retire the side. New England College strands 3 runners in the top of the 7th as Morgan Weist works his way in and out of trouble. Heading to the bottom of the 7th, Lions ahead of the Pilgrims 8-1. Corey O'Day back out there for the Pilgrims to take the mound in the bottom of the 7th. Franklin Diero up for the Lions, and he grounds it to the shortstop. Across the diamond they go. 1 pitch, 1 away. That brings up the third baseman. It's Anderson Jimenez, senior from Lowell, Massachusetts, with 1 away.
Baseman number 4, Anderson Jimenez.
Can't talk enough about the day that Morgan Wiest has had on the mound for Eastern Naz. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts, just 1 walk. The 0-1 to Jimenez. Outside, count evens 1-1. That's flied into right field. Underneath it to make the play is Cody, and quickly there are 2 down. Brings up the center fielder, Brandon Guerrero, native of Boston, Massachusetts, with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th.
The center fielder number 6, Brandon Guerrero.
And that's high and outside. Corey O'Day out of the windup. A little low. O'Day's been effective since he's come in. Inning in 2/3, no runs, no walks, pair of strikeouts. That's in there for a strike. Two one. High and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count for Guerrero. And it's a walk. Guerrero heads down to first. And that brings up the left fielder, Eduardo Labor. The left-handed batter digs in.
Eduardo Labor.
2 away. And a called strike. The 0-1. Inside, count evens 1-1. One. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. And a pop foul, the third base will retire the side in the bottom of the 7th. We're on to the 8th. Eastern Naz leading New England College 8-1. And we're on to the top of the 8th inning here at Alumni Field on the campus of Mitchell College in London, Connecticut.
The center fielder, number 10,
Luca Giolongo, 1 for 3 today, pair of strikeouts. Steps in against the tall lefty Morgan Wiest. And that's grounded. Stopped by the shortstop, goes to his feet, across the diamond. Not in time to beat the speedy Giolongo. Infield single to start the inning. Brings up Kyle Dobry.
Left fielder, number 23, Kyle Dobry.
Checks over to first. No ball, 1 strike count on Dobry. Oh, and Giolongo caught in a rundown over to second, and he is done. Pickoff right there by Wiest, and Giolongo caught on the base path. And it's no 1 count on Dobry. Dobry's 0 for 3 today, pair of strikeouts. And a swing and a miss. 0-2. Strike 3. Caught Dobry looking. That's his 9th strikeout of the afternoon. Wiest tossing a gem here to keep the season alive for the Lions of Eastern Nazarene. And that will bring up Brett Philibot. Brady Philibot. And that's low inside. Philibot 1 for 3, an RBI. Drove in the lone run for the Pilgrims. Way back in the first inning. Bit low, 2-0. Swing and a miss. Two 1. In there, called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty. Brady Philibot going to look to protect here. That got away from him. Almost clipped him on the foot, but wasn't hit, and he'll dig back in with the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Make that 10 strikeouts for the senior from Cincinnati, Ohio. Morgan Wiest tossing a gem to keep the Lions season alive. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, Eastern Naz on top of New England College, 8-1. And a pitching change for New England College. Into the game, the senior from Leominster, Massachusetts, Alex Perez,
The catcher, number 27,
enters today with 31 and 1/3 innings under his belt this season, a 12.06 ERA. .45 strikeouts in 31 1/3 innings. And up again, John Prentice, the catcher. Prentice, 2 for 3. Nice game at the plate for himself. And Perez deals low. Ball 1. That's popped foul. Heads up. And Perez deals 1-2. And another foul ball. Prentice, not concerned about keeping the balls in play. Breaking ball outside, count even 2-2. In there, called third strike. Prentice does not agree, but there's one out now in the bottom of the 8th. And that brings up the second baseman, Elvis Rojas. 2 for 4 today, pair of RBIs.
Second baseman, number 12, Elvis Rojas.
And that's in there for a strike. Swing and a miss quickly in an 0-2 hole. .02. Fouled away. Rojas stays alive. That's hit well into center field. Giolongo coming on, and he makes the catch to retire Rojas. 2 away, that brings up the right fielder, Tyler Bean. Bean, nice day at the plate today. 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. Eastern Naz scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second.
Number 17, Tyler Bean.
And then tacked on 3 more in the fourth. Been scoreless since the end of the fourth. Quickly a strike to Bean. Breaking ball in there, strike 2. Perez looking pretty good here for the Pilgrims, who will be looking for a late rally to keep their season alive. Fouled away, and that lands on the top of the roof. Is it going to roll back down? I don't think so. Fouled on the third baseline. And Perez, 0-2, deals. Caught looking, strike 3, Bean down. And the Pilgrims are down to their final 3 outs. We head to the 9th inning. New England College trailing Eastern Nazarene College 8-1. And we welcome you back to New London. 8-1 ball game, top of the 9th inning. The Pilgrims of New England College down to their final 3 outs, looking to keep their season alive. Pinch hitter coming to the plate. Number 35, Sylvain Audette, senior from Springfield, Massachusetts. The big story right now, though, Morgan Wiest, the Eastern Nazarene senior, looking to go the distance as Audette fouls it away. Wiest has surrendered just 1 run over 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, and is still under 90 pitches. Efficiency in their first strike. And a little high. The 1-2 to Audette. A little bit low. Called third strike, painted the outside corner. 11 strikeouts for Wiest. It looks like we've got another pinch hitter coming to the plate. Number 2, Devin Parsons. Low. Ball 1. Parsons a 204 hitter this season. That's a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Chased a low fastball. And it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 1 away. Parsons is going to look to protect here. Swing and a miss, make that 12 strikeouts by the big lefty, who's now just 1 inning away from a complete game. And stepping to the plate now, Patrick Haggerty.
Pinch hitter number 20, Patrick Haggerty.
This would be Wiest's second complete game of the season if he's able to close the door here. Haggerty enters. 276 hitter. That's in there for a strike. Swung on and missed. And just 1 strike. Away from booking a trip to the conference championship game against the top-seeded Mitchell College Mariners. The lefty sets. Fires. Outside, 1-2. Wiest from the stretch. Kicks and delivers. Laced foul. Bryce Worth waits on deck. Morgan gets the call from the catcher. Sits at the hip. Kicks, fires. Just a little high, not a bad pitch. But a ball, 2-2. Haggerty looking to protect here. Wiest fires, swung on and missed, and what a gem by the 6'4 lefty from Cincinnati, Ohio, Morgan Wiest. A complete game, 1 earned run, 13 strikeouts, and 1 walk allowed. Eastern Nazarene, the second seed in the NECC tournament, is going to the conference championship game, where they'll meet the top-seeded Mariners of Mitchell College tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. here at Alumni Field in New London. Eastern Nazarene improves to 26-13 overall. Meanwhile, New England College ends their season with a 16-22 overall record. Again, we'll be back tomorrow right here in New London for the NECC Championship game, top-seeded Mitchell College against second-seeded Eastern Nazarene, with a first pitch scheduled for 11 a.m. Mike Bernetti with you. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and have a wonderful evening.